Hey guys, just a quick update. So, I don't know if you guys heard that, but it's just a quick update. I know I'm sure it was because it's really hot in my room, but yeah. Basically, I'm gonna redo the Pokemon team video because the editing was a little off in there from how I had to delete so much from it because of storage on my phone. But yeah, so here we go. Alright, so I hope you guys can hear me, but yeah, because I'm using my headset and I have to be quiet here because Baby Rampage is asleep, so yeah. I'm keeping one earbud clear so I can hear myself in case I get loud, and I'm just holding the microphone on my earbuds like close to me. So yeah, so I didn't play the Kanto games right away. I played the Virtual Console release of Pokemon Blue, so yeah. My team there was Charizard, Pikachu, Pidgeot, Omastar, Vaporeon, and Rhydon. So yeah, Charizard because, well, it's my favorite Pokemon of all time, and I really wanted a Charizard on my team in at least one Pokemon game, so in Pokemon Blue, I decided to go with Charizard. I picked a Charmander, so I evolved it really quick into Charizard. Yeah, Pikachu I got pretty early on in the game. I got in Viridian Forest, believe it or not. And Pidgeot, because in all my Pokemon teams, I at least had a starter bird for either throughout my whole journey or a period of time. So, yeah, I raised it from a Pidgey, and Omastar actually evolved from an Ammonite that I got with a fossil I found. And Vaporeon because I kind of had a pretty hard decision with Vaporeon. Like, I didn't know what to evolve an Eevee I caught into. I had a Firestone and a Water Stone, so I didn't know if I wanted a Flareon or a Vaporeon. But in the end, I went with Vaporeon because I already had a Fire type on my team, which was Charizard. And I got Rhydon as well. So, yeah, I ended up getting Rhydon because I like Rhydon a lot. So that's Generation 1. Let's get into Generation. So I played two of the Generation 2 games, which were Soul Silver and Crystal. But I'm currently going back through Crystal, but because Crystal is the one I remember like a little bit better than I do in Soul Silver, we're gonna go through my team there, which was Typhlosion, Pidgeot, Electrode, Arcanine, Ariados. I had a brain fart on the name there, and Gyarados. But yeah, Typhlosion because, well, I had a hard decision with the starter there. I didn't know if I wanted to pick Cyndaquil or Totodile because I like both their final evolutions. But in the end, I chose Cyndaquil and decided to get Typhlosion because I actually do remember my starter from Soul Silver, which was Totodile, which I evolved to Feraligatr pretty quickly. So yeah, I chose Cyndaquil and got a Typhlosion. And Pidgeot I raised from a Pidgey, of course, because starter birds. Electrode was actually an in-game trade. I can't remember which Pokemon it was you actually trade for it, but I raised it from a Voltorb that was named Volty, and yeah. And Arcanine actually evolved from a Growlithe, and Arcanine's probably one of my favorite Pokemon. And this was one of a few Pokemon games I actually had two of the same type on. So yeah, and Ariados because I'm not much into bug type Pokemon, but Ariados is one of those bug type Pokemon I actually like. So yeah, I got Ariados. And Gyarados was actually the first shiny Pokemon I ever caught in a Pokemon game. Like, if you go to the Lake of Rage, I don't remember if it happens in Heart Gold and Soul Silver as well. You guys can let me know in the comments below if it does, but yeah, Gyarados is actually the first shiny Pokemon I caught because at the Lake of Rage you run into a red Gyarados, and I actually really wanted it because it would be the first shiny Pokemon I caught. So I of course battled it and hoped and prayed I would catch it, and I ended up getting it, and I was happy about it. Which I'm still happy about, and it's still one of my most powerful Pokemon on my Crystal team. Yeah, because I actually got it again recently as well, so yeah, it's on my Generation 2 team. Let's move on to Generation 3. Alright, so my Generation 3 team, I didn't play the Generation 3 games like right away. I played the remakes, which are Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire on the 3DS, and The one I owned was Omega Ruby, so we're gonna go through my team on there, which was Blaziken, Mightyena, Linoon, Floatzel, Pikachu, and Groudon. So I had a hard decision with the starter here as well. I had a hard decision with the starters in a pretty good amount of Pokemon games. Like the Omega Ruby, I had a hard decision between Mudkip and Torchic because I loved both their final evolutions. I mean, at the same time, it was with Trico as well because I really like Sceptile, but I like I like Swampert and Blaziken way more, so I had a hard decision between Blaziken and Swampert, like which one I wanted more. But in the end, I chose to get Blaziken, so I picked Torchic. And Mightyena I actually raised from a Poochyena. And for a period of time, Linoon was actually not a Pokemon. I actually had a Tailo for a while, which I evolved to Swellow. But in the end, I changed it with a Zigzagoon, and I actually evolved it into Linoon pretty quickly. And Floatzel was the only member of this team that was not from Generation 3. It was from Generation 4. So, yeah. But I really like Buizel and Floatzel. Like, I think the evolution line there is actually really cool, so I got Floatzel there. And, yeah. And Pikachu because, well, this was one of the few times I actually had a female Pikachu on my team. Like, this Pikachu you actually get as a gift if you participate in a Pokemon contest, I think. And basically, whatever costume you put on her, she learns a move that no other Pikachu can learn. Like, for example, the orange one, I think if you put the orange one on her, she learns Flying Press. I don't know. And this one, I think it was either Rock Smash or Power Up Punch. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments below. It's because it's been years since I played my Omega Ruby because I sadly don't have my Omega Ruby anymore because it got stolen like a long time ago. So yeah, and of course I ended up catching the legendary Pokemon Groudon. And Groudon was a good addition to my team as well, but over all of them, the most powerful Pokemon on my team was my Blaziken. So, yeah, that was this team. Let's move on to Generation 4. Okay, so, is it recording? Yeah, it's recording. So, my Generation 4 team, I don't really remember much because, like, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I played Generation 4, but I remember the one I had was Pokemon Pearl, and these are the Pokemon I remember using, so I'm just gonna go through them. So the team was Empoleon. Oh, get out of here. Notifications from YouTube. But anyway, the team I remember using for a period of time was Empoleon, Luxray, Staraptor, Floatzel, Garchomp, and Palkia. So this is the team I remember using when I went to the Elite Four. I don't remember what team I started out with, but I think, yeah, or what team I used after beating the Elite Four. But I'm gonna go for this because this is the one I battled the Elite Four with. So yeah, Empoleon, I kind of had a hard decision with that. I didn't know if I wanted to pick Piplup to get Empoleon or pick Chimchar to get Infernape. But in the end, I chose Piplup and I got Empoleon because I really like the typing combination of Water and Steel type with Empoleon. I think it's really cool. And Luxray I actually raised from a Shinx, which then evolved into Luxio, then evolved into Luxray. And I actually really like Luxray as well. Luxray is pretty cool. And Staraptor because, well, my little kid self wanted it because Ash had it in the anime. But yeah, so I decided to catch me a Starly and raise into a Staraptor because I think it's also the best looking over all the starter birds. So yeah, this video is gonna be one of the cringiest videos I've ever done. I don't know, in my opinion at least, but still. Well, I'm doing it just so I have a video out. Also, it's a lot of fun. So yeah. And Floatzel because once again I really like Buizel. So yeah. Also, like I said in the last video before I deleted it and started doing this video, I played basically every generation of Pokemon except for Sword and Shield because I don't have a Switch, I have a 3DS. So yeah. And Garchomp because I just really, really like Garchomp. So yeah. But still, I have a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun with Garchomp and Palkia because I ended up catching legendary Pokemon. Yeah, that's Generation 4. Let's move on to Generation 5. If you'll let me. There we go. It wouldn't let me pause the recording for a minute, but here we are now. So my Generation 5 team I don't remember much of either, but the one I do remember was my Pokemon Black version 1 team. I don't remember the ones from White version 1 or Black version 2, but yeah. So we're going to go through my Black version 1 team, which was Samurott, Unfezant, Keldeo, Floatzel, Gigalith, and Reshiram. So Samurott, because I think it's kind of the coolest looking for all the final evolutions of the starters, and I used all 3 starters in the games because I played 3 of the Generation 5 games, which were, well, the first one was White version 1, which I chose Snivy in that one. Then it was Black version 1, which I chose Oshawott, obviously. And Black version 2, which I chose Tepig in that one, which became an Emboar. So, yeah. But Samurott's probably my favorite, because, I don't know, I just think it looks the coolest. So, yeah, I chose Samurott. And Unfezant because the starter birds, but Unfezant wasn't that good of a addition to my team. It was okay, but yeah. And Keldeo because I don't know if anyone remembers this, but back in the days of Pokemon Generation 5, like GameStop was doing a thing where if you wanted, you could bring your DS to them and they'll give you Keldeo for a special gift. And my side itches. Jeez. And I was one of those kids who ended up getting it, and I was really happy about that as well. So, yeah, I ended up getting Keldeo, and they gave me a free poster as well, which, yeah, looks pretty cool. And Floatzel because, well, even though I already had a water type, but I caught a Weasel, and I had to evolve it to Floatzel. So, yeah. And then there was Gigalith because, like, me and my friend really both wanted a Gigalith on our team, so we traded our Boldors back and forth, and we got a Gigalith because that's the only way you could evolve your Boldor to a Gigalith is if you trade with someone. So that's what me and my friend did. We traded our Boldors, and we got Gigalith. So, yeah. And then there was Reshiram, which I actually caught, and yeah. And Reshiram was a good addition to my team as well, so yeah. That's Generation 5. Let's move on to Generation 6. Alright, so my Generation... Is it recording? Yeah, it's recording. And... Oh. Alright, so my Generation 6 team is probably my favorite Pokemon team I had, because it's the one I kind of felt more of a connection to than I did any of the other Pokemon games. But yeah, my team in Pokemon X was Greninja, Talonflame, Raichu, Pikachu, Blastoise, and Lucario. So, Greninja because, well, Greninja was a really popular Pokemon back in the day. It's still one of the most popular Pokemon, which I could see why. I like Greninja. It's probably my favorite starter Pokemon in any Pokemon region. Because I don't like a ninja frog thing. That's kind of cool. And yeah, so I picked Froakie and I evolved it to Greninja pretty quickly. And Talonflame because, once again, the starter birds, I raised it from a fletchling, and it was a funny story between Raichu and Pikachu. So, Pikachu I caught pretty early on, because if you get lucky you'll run into one in Santaloon Forest. And Raichu, I actually decided to catch another Pikachu, because I found a Thunderstone, and I wanted a Raichu, so I evolved it to Raichu. And Blastoise because, like, pretty early on in the game, Professor Sycamore will give you a Kanto starter, and I chose Squirtle, of course, because I wanted Blastoise. So I got a Blastoise. And Lucario because, well, Lucario, you get a Lucario given to you by Korrina in the game, if I can remember. That's what her name was. But yeah. So that was my Generation 6 team. Let's move on to Generation 7. Alright, here we are. My final Pokemon team. And this is like my second favorite team. And this was in Pokemon Moon, because I played Pokemon Ultra Sun as well, but I don't really remember much from that team, because I'm currently going back through Ultra Sun, but I do remember my Pokemon Moon team, so we're going to do that. And the team was Incineroar, Toucannon, Lycanroc Midnight Form, Crabominable, Arcanine, and Lunala. Yeah, so Incineroar because, okay, these freaking notifications need to stop. So, Incineroar because, I don't know, I just really, really like Incineroar. It's a really awesome Pokemon. Like a freaking fire wrestling cat? That's a really cool concept. And Toucannon because, of course, starter birds. And I raised it from a piggyback. And Lycanroc Midnight form because I really like Lycanroc. It's probably my favorite Alola Pokemon. Well, one of them. My main favorite Alola Pokemon is Incineroar, but yeah. So I called it Lycanroc, and it was the Midnight form because that's the one I wanted, the Midnight form. So yeah, I caught that. And Crabominable, it wasn't really too great of an addition to my team. It was okay-ish, but yeah, it was better when it was a Crabrawler. And Arcanine, because like I said, I really, really like Arcanine, and I wanted to have another one after all these years of not having one. After all that time of not. Well, actually, this game was the first time I got an Arcanine, but yeah. So, I got Arcanine that I evolved from a Growlithe. And Lunala because, well, I actually kept the name Nebby because, well, Lily is probably one of my favorite characters from the Pokemon Moon and Ultra Sun games. So, yeah, I kept the name Nebby for Lunala. And also call me weird, but I shipped the male trainer with Lily, so yeah. Uh, but yeah, that was my Pokemon teams of each generation, except for Sword and Shield. If you like this, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you all next time. Peace and take care.